All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday, May 18th. We got a playoff game in the NBA to dive into in today's video. We got Game 7 between the Thunder and the Nuggets. In this video, I'm going to dive into this game. I'm going to give you my prediction on the side. I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about any of the plays like player props that we like within the game as well. But as always, guys, keep an eye down on the pinned comment of this video. That'll take you to all of my final plays, so I'm actually rolling with myself. If that does interest you, it's absolutely free down in the pinned comment. All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I tell you guys I'm a dummy all the time. They don't suck. They've just been sucking. Get them down to -3 for more juice than Jose Canseco in his prime. Tell me you're new without telling me you're new. So don't go jumping down my throat in the comments, right? If you want to fade me, or if you do want to ride me, this still leaves a bad taste in my mouth, right? And remember, more chins, more wins. All right, so there are no games yesterday, so last time you saw me would have been, Friday night, and we go 2-1. The Celtics first half money line. Let that sum up the Celtics end of the season, as well as that first half money line. But we did cash on Jalen's under 6.5 assists, and then Miles McBride for +165. We shall take it. Now, we can't do too much of a victory lap. Those are 3/4 unit plays. Nothing ultimately crazy, right? But yeah, a 2-1 night last time out. Let's bring some of that momentum into today, like we always say. Guys, go ahead. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys are rolling with down in the comments. Been a lot of really good, I should say NBA and MLB, but a lot of good NBA looks as of late because there's such, a limited amount of games. Like today, we're only looking at one game, right? The fact that some people are pulling some of these plays out of, I don't even know where you guys start the angles, but you get some really nice bangers down in the comments. Keep doing that. You're helping out a bunch of people. But let's talk about this one. So again, game number 7 here, Thunder at home. 8-point favorites. I've seen some 8.5s out there as well. This is going to be one, and I've also seen some 7.5s out there, I believe, on MGM. So, yeah, keep an eye on this line depending on, what side you're on, because you're going to want to obviously get the best price. The thing that we're probably going to turn towards is what we've been playing all series, and I think we're 2-1 with it, right? And I like the first quarter for the Thunder here. First quarter -1.5 right now. Now, the reason being they are back at home. That hasn't been like their best, first quarter place. They've actually been doing a lot better in Denver. But off of a loss, I really do like the Thunder coming out here fired up. And given the fact that they're at home, now they're both teams' backs against the wall, and they're laying 8 points, I think that kind of shows who really has the upper hand in this one. And if we've known anything about this Thunder squad, I guess other than last game, that when they get their wins, it's because they hit the ground running right away. The Nuggets have been the team that kind of slow burns the game, and the longer the game goes on, the closer it gets. But the Nuggets in the first quarter should be a decent look here. If we take a peek at, how it's been going, like I did mention, they've been crushing it in this series. Not the last 2 games, though. So the first 2 quarters, I think I want to say game 1, they pushed they won by 1. So they wouldn't hit this, but they won the first quarter, right? And the next 3 games, 2 of which being in Denver, they end up cashing that. And then they lose by 1 in, game number 5. Game number 6, they lose by 3. So even when they lose these first quarters, they are very, very tight. So I like them to win by just a bucket in the first quarter. Again, it's kind of on the thought process of they hit the ground running and they get going right away. That has been how they've played their best basketball this year. And I wouldn't sit here and tell you that Denver's defense has been spectacular, right? So if the Thunder get in a groove early, they could put up a big first quarter number. In terms of where we go from an actual side, so instead of splicing it and splitting it to first quarter, first half, what will we do with that number 8? I would say OKC is this is one of their games like we saw in game, I want to say it was game number, game number 2, right? When they bounced back after that loss in a must win. And I know that wasn't back against the wall, but you lose via a last second play in game number 1, and then they just come out fired up, right? I think that same sort of rule could apply here because this has been the Thunder team that's taken a bunch of punches and taken them on the chin and stuff in this series and in Memphis. Even though John Morant went down, that game that he went down in, they got punched in the face by Memphis and still ended up winning. I think that this is a Thunder team different from definitely last year or years past, that they have the resilience, and I like the idea of them saying, you know what? Let's go out there and smoke this Nuggets team. Now, if you do like the Nuggets, The one thing that I would caution you is the fact that if this game, like the Nuggets have been through enough playoffs that I think that they would know, if there's like 5 minutes left and they're down by, say, 8 points or something like that. Like that's the type of team that would probably put in some of the bench guys with a few minutes left and that type of thing because they know where this thing is headed. So that would worry me a little bit. But you could also make the same argument that, well, they're such a veteran squad that they know it's not over till the fat lady sings. I would say the former, what I just said, might ring true a little bit more. So give me the Thunder minus the 8 points. I think they'll be able to get the buckets inside today. And the Nuggets, though they have been shooting good from three, like they really did in that last game, right? I think they shot like 40% from three, but they started off early. I like the Thunder in the first quarter, so I don't think the Nuggets are going to start as hot as they did last time out. They scored 30-plus points in the first quarter and coming out of the half. All the Thunder need to do is play the defense we know they can, and they honestly either could have won or kept that game a hell of a lot closer in game number 6. From a total perspective, I mean, everything in this series points towards an over, I would say, right? The way the Thunder have been moving the ball, Denver's been happy to kind of oblige and run at that same speed, if you guys have noticed that. And so far in this series, we've seen all but, one game go over, and that was the really, really low-scoring game number 4, right? Game number 1 got to 240, game number 2 got to 255, then 217, then 179 was a low one, but then 217, then 226. So yeah, it's a game 7. I understand that, but I can't help but look at this and say, well, this season, the Thunder home games, 83% went over this number. Denver on the road, 81%. So if they just play their norm, we could be seeing an over here. And honestly, over on Profit, actually get plus 101 right now. It's about minus 105, minus 110 on other books for over 213.5. So you know what? I think we're going to end up rolling with the over as well. Now, I would rank what we just talked about. First quarter in the over, I like, and then I'd probably slide in that Thunder minus 8 because, like I said, this Denver team it's just me saying I think Denver might look at it and be like, hey, props to the Thunder, like we'll just kind of go out quietly. If you're someone that believes that Denver will give everything to the last minute, then maybe you like Denver plus 8. So I'm not really trying to talk anyone off of that. Before we do discuss player prop, guys, I do want to talk to you about Prize Picks. Speaking of player props, one of the best, easiest, and most fun ways to get down on players here. You can sign up using the link down in the description or the pinned comment, or just use code GUYBOSTON when signing up. You get an offer that is unbeatable right now. You play $5, a $5 entry as a new customer. You're going to get $50 instantly in promo funds. You 10x that $5. And for this game, they also have a Jokic 0.5 point square. So go check out PrizePicks. If you already signed up, they have this square available. It's not just for new customers, but use that link down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. Get that $5 into 50 and that Jokic free square. Now let's talk about a couple player props here. First is going to be one that we've looked at plenty, and I mean, it's been blowing up in our face, but I like Jamal Murray's threes again with the same thought process in mind that if they are trailing late in the game, I think he's going to get his extra workload. He hit one super early, and then the quantity really wasn't there. I think he only took like 5 or 6 threes in game number 6. But he made 2, and he was right there. You know what I mean? Like, if we just got a couple more shots out of him, I do think that'd be a good look. And that was, again, plus 140-something. It's plus 130 still. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. If this was, Jamal Murray over 2.5 threes for, say, minus 110 even, no, that's not really something of interest to me. But the fact that we can get this, plus 140 actually on Caesar still. So a big number there for a guy that has hit in every game of this series so far. He's hit at least 2 threes. We're just looking for one more from him. I do think that there's a decent little bit value there. In terms of where we go on the Thunder side of things, yes, it's kind of square. Yes, it's chalky, but Shai's hit his over in 31 points here in 3 of the 6 games so far. One of them he ended on 31, and last 2 games, 31-32. In a closeout type of a game, I think that we could see something special. We saw him drop 38 points in, I believe, 36 or 38 minutes against Memphis in that closeout spot. He ended up shooting 54% from the field, which is kind of where he's been shooting, like right around that for the last few games here against the Nuggets. I think in games 1 and games 2, he shot incredible. Like game 2, he had, I forget what that was. That was a blowout game, but they won by like 40, but I think he shot like 90% from the field. Not even exaggerating, something like that. So we know that he can score and get to his spots, and he's been good against them, right? So if we look at head-to-head against this Nuggets team, he's averaging 30 points per game. When at home, against this Nuggets team. It gets even better. He's averaging 33. He's hit in 3 of his 5 games this year, including the playoff run here. So I do like Shea. Yes, it's kind of chalky, but what I will say about this game is there's got some, I think there's major same game parlay potential in this one, because you at least know you're going to get 40 plus minutes of effort out of everyone that you may include from a player prop standpoint. So yeah, we might craft up a same game parlay for this game. Comment SGP down below if you like that idea. And then if you do have one that you like, make sure to let me know what your same game parlay is too, because maybe we can pluck some plays from different people and put together a pretty decent one here. So yeah, comment SGP if you'd like me to throw out a same game parlay today. We'll post it on with the final plays, and maybe I'll even do a little quick video on Instagram or something like that, kind of going through it. So I think that might be how we end up playing it. But again, if we were to look at it, I'd look at both point guards, Shea and Jamal Murray, from the straight side of things. But guys, it's gonna wrap it up for today's show. I really do appreciate everyone rocking around these NBA videos, even when there's like one game to discuss and whatnot. And yes, I know that I can ramble, and we just spent 10 minutes on one game, but you know what? It is what it is. I like talking about sports. It's the point of the show. When we have a bunch of games, we're not going to spend 10 minutes on each, but why not be able to kind of talk everything through, at least in this dumb brain, you know, for 10 minutes or so, when we have a game 7 of 2 of the best teams in the league. So that's how I view it. Really appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.